Today I'm going to show you how to set up your interactive notebook for this class. If you have a plastic cover, you may need to take a piece of paper and tape it to the cover of it. But I want your name, the class period, and the title of the class on the cover. So if you're in financial algebra, you would put your name, financial algebra, period 1. If you're in liberal arts math, you'd put your name, liberal arts math, and the period. All right? All right, the first page of your notebook will be on the right side. And the right side pages are going to be odd pages. So in the corner here, not at the bottom, not on the right side, but over here in the margin at the very top, I want you to put a 1. And then on this page, we're going to leave it blank, except I do want your name and the period. And it would also be good, since I'm teaching 3 different types of math classes, I'd also like you to put your class name. So if it's liberal arts math, you would put LAM. If it's math for college readiness, you could put MCR. And if it's financial algebra, you could put FineAlg, or you can write it out. Okay, but that's what I want on page 1. Page 2 and all the even pages will be on the left side. So in the corner, just like we did before, you're going to put a 2. And then what I want you to do is I want you to number all your pages up to 100. So I want everything labeled from 1 to 100. So remember, evens are going to be on the left side, odds will be on the right side. And you just continue to do this until you get up to page 100. Now, if you are finished with it and you have extra pages, that's fine. Financial algebra, we might go past 100. Liberal arts math for college readiness, we probably won't. But it's good to have a couple extra pages at the back of your notebook. And you could also use some of those pages for extra pages, and I'll show you what I mean here in a minute. But go ahead and then label or number all your pages up to 100. So I'm not going to do that now, but that's what I want you to do. All right? All right, so let's go back to page 2. So pages 2, 3, 4, and 5 are going to be table of content pages. And those are the pages that you can use so that you don't have to thumb through everything. You can look at your table of contents to find the notes for that specific topic. So pages 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all going to be set up the same way. You're going to write table of contents at the top. And I like to highlight it. See here so I can get my camera there. I like to use my highlighters. It kind of helps me organize things. Right? We need 3 columns then. The first column is going to be the page number. So this is going to be page number. And you can use that with the margin that's already there for you. All right, and then you're going to need to take a ruler or some kind of a straight edge. So I don't have a ruler with me, so I'm just going to use a piece of paper. And you're going to make a column that's maybe 2 fingers wide. Okay, so I'm just going to do it real quickly like this. All the way down. Okay, and in this column is going to be the chapter. And then in the large area, the third column, the largest area, is going to be the title. And that's where we'll put down the topic that we're doing. Okay, so this is how you're going to set up pages 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set up page 3 like this. And then you guys can go ahead on your own and set up page 4 and 5. So page 3, remember odds are on the right, okay? But you're going to have your whole book numbered before you do this. So that's what I'm going to look at when I check it, is to make sure that your book is all numbered, not just, you know, up to 20 or whatever. I want it up to 100. Okay, the first column is going to be pages. The second column, which you're going to have to, you know, use a straight edge to make that column, is going to be the chapter. And then the largest column will be the topic. So page, chapter, topic. And you're going to do this, the exact same thing for pages 4 and 5 also. So I'm just going to start page 5. And then you're going to do the same thing. Your page number, your chapter, and your title. All right? Page 6 and 7 are going to be examples of how we're going to do the interactive notebook. So if you go to page 6, the left side, or the even numbers, are going to be your work. So the left side is for student work. Okay, so this will include homework. So homework could be a worksheet that I give you. And sometimes you'll have more than one worksheet on here. Sometimes you could have a couple on the same page if they have to do with the same topic. Practice problems will go here. And projects. Sometimes projects, sometimes foldables will go here. Okay, no notes. The left side is not for notes. Remember, I'm going to give you all the notes. So anything I give you, I'll tell you what page to go on. But this side is not for notes. The other important thing is your papers must be taped down. And this always seems to be a problem every year. So I should be able to pick up your book and shake it and nothing should fall out. So you need to tape your papers down. Now, the other thing that's important when you tape your papers is this. So let's pretend this is my paper, okay? If you tape it, you're gonna put it here and then you'll fold your paper if it's too large. Okay, you can tape it like at the top, or you can tape it, you know, at the top here or the side here. Do not tape it all the way down where you can't open it, because the purpose of this is one of two things: for me to check to make sure you did your work, or two, for you to go back and look at your work. If you're not sure how to do something, or you have a question, or even on a quiz or test, if I allow you to use your notebook. If you have it all taped down, you won't be able to open it up. So you only want to tape one side down, okay? All right, and then the last thing, so tape everything down and there should be no loose papers. So that's what the left side will be. Okay, so and you're writing this on page 6. Okay, page 7. The odd numbers are going to be where you have your notes. And I don't use a book a lot because everything that is in a book, I'm going to give you as notes. So you have everything here. This is like your book with everything that you need. So every odd page is going to be set up the same way. You're going to have the chapter and the section written here. So if it's chapter 1, section 2, you would write chapter 1, section 2. The topic or the title of this section will go in the middle. And then over here, you're going to write your class name. So if it's financial algebra, I'll just use financial algebra. But if you're liberal arts math, or if you're math for college readiness, you will write that here. You'll put the period. So if you're period 1A, you'll write it. If you're 1B, you'll write that there. And then you'll put the date of the notes. Okay. Normally my notes will have an essential question, not always, but usually. So the essential question will come first. Okay. Odd pages are teacher pages. Okay. On these pages, you have my notes. And we'll also put foldables here. There are some times, especially in financial algebra, we'll have foldables or some kind of graphic organizer. That will go here. Now, what happens if you write big? Like I write big. So let me show you a notebook that I've already done. And if you guys have been in my class before, you know this. So here's a notebook that I did before. So I write very large, and you might also write large, might not be able to get everything on one page. So if you can't get everything on the one page, we don't flip to the next page. What we do is we get a blank piece of paper, so it can be lined or it can be plain, and we're going to tape it. And I found that if you tape it to the side like this, it works best. And then you continue to write your notes in that paper. So you would write your notes, and then when you're done, you would tape it. Now, I write very large, so sometimes I have several pieces of paper that I tape together. So here's an example of one. You can see it. So I have like 3 pages, but I tape them together, you know, end to end. And then I tape the top of the first one here, and then I just fold it all up. So that way, everything you want to know, so for example, this is a financial algebra one. It's on savings accounts. Everything we want to know about savings accounts is on this page. And then on the page next to it will be all the homework that goes with it, or the worksheets that go with it. So, for example, this is financial algebra again. This is information on the profit equation. These are the notes for it. This is the homework that goes with it. All right. Sometimes we do foldables. Let's see if I can find a foldable in here. I know I have one. Here we go. And it just depends. Sometimes I put them on the left side. Sometimes I put them on the right side. Oh, here's an example of a foldable. This is one of the foldables we'll do in financial algebra for the stock market. But, you know, this I'll tell you how to do. I'll give you the papers to do it. So anyway, that's how you set up your notebook. Now go to the first or the second page. So the second page is the first page of the table of contents. And we can go ahead and we're going to start on page 6 and 7 because you should have notes on there now. Those are the notes I just gave you. There's no chapter for them. And chapter 6 is the left side. Interactive notebook example. And page 7 will be the right side. Interactive notebook example. So this is for all the classes, no matter if you're in financial algebra, math for college readiness, or liberal arts math. Everybody's going to look like that. And then, you know, we'll start with 8 depending on what class you're in, what notes will go there. So if you have any questions on your notebook, I guess the most important thing is that I want you to have before, if you're B students and you come to class on Thursday and Friday, I want you to have your notebook all set up for Thursday. So everything should be numbered to page 100, and whatever I've written on page, all your table of contents pages should be, the heading should be completed, and then you should complete page 6 and 7 with the notes that I gave you. All right? See you in class.